Hey, how you doing, guys? Zeta here. So first of all, I want to mention I apologize about my voice. I'm a little bit sick, that's why perhaps you can hear the difference in my tone. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about this leak that's been going on regarding of The Last of Us Part 1, the remake basically. And there's actually a big concern that there's a possibility that in fact The Last of Us Part 1, the remake, may not have the expected gameplay improvements like perhaps as I would want it to have, similar in like The Last of Us Part 2. If it's getting a remake, everyone assumes the same as I assume, so of course, right, we should expect to see maybe The Last of Us Part 2 or even better gameplay wise. But it seems like that may not be in fact the case. This is coming from a leaker, and also, yes, I'm sure you're gonna ask me this question, is he really reliable? Can we trust him with this information? But the thing is, he actually revealed extra screenshots and even the gameplay of The Last of Us Part 1. So this stuff is legit, this stuff is real. But the thing we don't know if it's real, if he's claiming that there's been basically no gameplay improvements. And you know what? If he's right, I'm gonna be very disappointed, as if I'm not already, because like, to be honest with you, The Last of Us Part 1 as a remake, it doesn't simply deserve to be a full price tag of a game. It really doesn't. £50, €50, $50 should be the absolute maximum. But again, because they count it as a brand new game, even though it clearly is not, they're just gonna, put a full price tag on it. Now granted, of course, the game looks incredible. It's like pretty much photorealistic as hell. It's incredible. Joel look incredible, Ellie look incredible, the other characters look incredible as well, look like human-like, and I mean in terms of like, not just like, oh okay, they kind of look like animated humans. No, they look like humans, and it's incredible. Of course, this achievement has been done, what Naughty Dog has been doing with the remake of The Last of Us Part 1 is definitely groundbreaking. But again, it still needs to be justifying that if it's actually going to be worth the full price tag. Once again, if there's going to be basically no different changes or big different changes of what we have already experienced in The Last of Us, and also The Last of Us remastered for the PlayStation 4. If the game is staying with its gameplay for this Last of Us Part 1 remake on the PlayStation 5, and it's going to have the same exact gameplay as it did back in PlayStation 3 era or the PlayStation 4 era in terms of its remastered release, I'm going to be very disappointed. What I was expecting, and I'm expecting still, that The Last of Us Part 1 remake will have similar gameplay as The Last of Us Part 2. That's important. It's the same gameplay or better, and no matter what, if it doesn't have that, this automatically will be going quite negative in my books if it does not have that similar gameplay as it did in The Last of Us Part 2. Yes, I'm gonna say this stuff. For example, if I'm gonna be kind of a little bit disappointed if The Last of Us Part 1 will not allow you to jump. Remember in The Last of Us Part 2, you can jump anytime you want it. In The Last of Us Part 1, better have jumping mechanic. In The Last of Us Part 1, you better crouch. And not just crouch, I mean literally crawl. In The Last of Us Part 2, you could do that. Let us have this opportunity in The Last of Us Part 1 and a remake. I want to crawl, I want to see, I want to be a part of that gameplay. Like I said, everything that was already done in The Last of Us Part 2 needs to be here in The Last of Us Part 1 remake. If it doesn't, of course I'm going to be a bit disappointed. No, I'm not going to deny that. But, if there's even more things that are just not present like that it was already in The Last of Us Part 2, everyone will be saying, man, this is not even worth $50, 50 euros, and yet you're making a quoting, right, like claiming that you're remaking the game that it clearly was not fully remade. Now that's a problem. That's a very big problem. Now I'm sure a lot of you will say, okay, well, what if like you're jumping, right? Well, of course you're going to be able to enter some areas that you technically shouldn't be able to, maybe. But again, guys, this is a remake, it's not a remaster. They can actually think about these little stuff. They could put like, I don't know, a ledge or something. Maybe there's places that you will not be able to climb on. And as such, like you would actually have some kind of restrictions in these certain areas, even if you're capable of jumping or crawling, right? And as such, when you look at these things and you're just like thinking, wait, so basically because they need more time, that's the reason why they decided against it, because they're lazy or something like that? Because like in this case, if this rumor, if this leak is true, it's not a rumor, it's a leak. If this is true, we're gonna have a fucking problem. Like, seriously, I'm gonna put this game down like from my memory lane. I'm not even gonna bother with it. Now, I will play it. It's The Last of Us. It's The Last of Us. The best game. Well, I don't want to say the best for me personally, but it is one of the best games ever created. And it's just, that's the reason I'm gonna replay the game, because I absolutely love The Last of Us. And, replaying it, even better quality than ever, of course I'm gonna play it. But I'm gonna be real. I'm a PlayStation fan. And I'm gonna be always biased towards it. But with this shit, if this is true, I'm gonna be extremely, sad about this, and I'm gonna call out on this, for sure. I hope this is actually just, maybe there's not full information that this guy is bringing out, and so maybe he doesn't know exactly everything that's been actually in terms of improvements of gameplay. And I hope that The Last of Us Part 1 will have similar, if not even better, gameplay-wise, comparing that to The Last of Us Part 2. As long as it meets all these requirements, as long as it actually does the marketing correct. If you take a look at the official PlayStation Store, and you go to The Last of Us Part 1, you can clearly see in the description that they are enhancing and improving gameplay as well. The combat, everything around that. And, if it doesn't have that, this is going to be a problem. I feel like this is going to be false marketing at this point, right? I don't know, guys. Man, I hope this is not true. I hope this guy is a little bit wrong about this. And, he does mention that there's other improvements that has been made in terms of the accessibility options. That's very good. It's always a very big bonus coming from me. If you have this sort of thing, people with their special needs, they definitely deserve to play these games. And if you have this option for them, it means that they can have a lot more comfortable time for them, and that's always a big plus in my book anyway. And of course, there's other improvements in terms of the quality and graphics. I already mentioned them. It's just, this game looks incredible. It really does. Even with its remake, it's just, literally. But gameplay, that needs to be improved. And if it was not, and it was pretty much is going to stay the same as it was on The Last of Us back in the PlayStation 3 era, right? Because technically The Last of Us never really was improved in terms of its gameplay when it received a remaster for the PlayStation 4. And if it still doesn't receive improvements and proper gameplay elements and stuff like that for its remake, like it was done for the Part 2, man, this is gonna be a big problem. I'm gonna be very disappointed with Naughty Dog. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully this information is sort of wrong, or maybe, not exactly tied correctly to it. Maybe he wasn't sure about it. God, anyway, like and subscribe. See you guys all. Have a wonderful day.